Somebody once asked Donald Trump, how do you handle being at the center of all of this media attention, the whirlwind around you? How do you weather the storm? And he looked up and he said, I am the storm. I am the storm.
Good morning, Daily Discourse family, MAGA Morning Show crew. How's everyone doing, man? How's everyone doing? There we go. Woo, good morning, you guys. I got a full show for y'all today. I know we've had a couple short shows. I've been taking days off, getting the shed ready and all that. I still got a lot of work to do in the shed, but today I owe y'all a full show. So we're going to be here for a good 2, maybe 3 hours. It's going to be a good show. Lots to talk about. We got some W's. We got some big wins for Donald Trump. We got investigation into Ilhan Omar again, or more, I guess, an update on the investigation into Ilhan Omar. ICE arresting tons of people in one single operation. This is just one operation to stack on top of all the other ICE arrests across the country. Haitians finally landing in Haiti, and they're not happy about it. Not happy about it at all. And we got to talk about some issues with Minneapolis, right? They just said they're going to increase your taxes over there. So we're going to talk about it. What is the shape of Minneapolis? We just saw the disaster that Jake Lang's free speech event was, where his rights were stomped on. The city literally allowed an angry mob to attack him and then arrested him for inciting a riot against himself, which I still can't figure out how that makes any sense. And we're also going to talk about how bad the crime is, because while, people are getting attacked over there, while homeowners are suffering from increased taxes, well, the crime is out of control. Nothing's being done about it. So we got to talk about it. And of course, one other subject I want to talk about today is the workforce. A lot of men are leaving the workforce. What's up with that? The gap between women and men in the workforce is getting bigger, meaning there's more women in the workforce than there is men right now. That's pretty crazy, man. That's something crazy to hear, but we're going to talk about it, what it means and what it actually is, what the numbers actually mean. Doesn't mean men are just not working. It means they're doing something else. They're adapting. And I'm going to break that down for y'all today, because a lot of us have kids that are probably graduating or have grandkids that are graduating. And we need to think about their futures and what the world is like for them, because things are a lot different now than they were decades ago or generations ago. Barbie Cop, thank you for the 20 right out of the gate. Thank you for the 20. You are the sponsor of the show with the biggest super chat. Oh my goodness. My wife was going to tell me something earlier. She had a brain fart. Now she texts me, just remember what it was. Y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button, please, and we'll get started with the show shortly. It's going to be something ridiculous. Also, we got a massive victory, which we're going to talk about first. A massive victory when it comes to mail-in ballots. All right, we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Okay, I got it. Okay, anyways, nothing too important. Let's get to let's go ahead and get to it, man. Let's get to the show. How are y'all doing this morning? It's Tuesday morning. Wes, thank you for the happy poop. I'm glad the Taco Bell's passing well, sir. Happy for you. So happy for you. Again, y'all hit that like button as we come in the door. Let's get started, man. I wasn't making fun of nothing. Oh, you're not. Hold on, I gotta give her the moderator badge over here. I'll say good morning to my beautiful wife. Beautiful wife in the chat. She gets the big badge, the big wrench. But let's get into it, man, because this is going to change the midterms right here, right now, okay? So let's get right into it. The Supreme Court just ruled that one of Donald Trump's rules and one of his executive orders is able to continue. This is one that says that the United States Postal Service is allowed to push rules against states when it comes to mail-in ballots. There's two injunctions that the United States, or that Donald Trump is facing, right? The Supreme Court said one of them has to go away. So one of them basically got diminished, and this other one is still in place. However, this one that goes away right now I'm going to simplify it for you. It basically says that the United States Postal Service is allowed to look at the voter rolls and see, determine who can actually get ballots. And they can make a list of valid people and a list of invalid people. That is something that is going to change the way we're going to do the midterms. And they have to implement this rule immediately. I mean, this thing is like, it's got to go in now because the midterms are just a few months away, not even 3 months away.
All right, welcome back into Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Less than 2 weeks away from some states sending out their mail-in ballots, the Supreme Court clearing the way for the Trump administration to move forward with its effort to overhaul mail-in voting. The order could prevent the Postal Service from delivering ballots to states that don't comply with President Trump's executive order. So a big decision or ruling coming down today from the Supreme Court, as you see, saying the Supreme Court grants President Trump's request for permission to implement his executive order overhauling the mail-in ballot system. The liberal justices dissent, but the court did not rule on whether the order is legal, leaving the door open to more challenges that could slow the process even still. Let's be joined right now here on Live Now from Fox from the National Law Journal, Jimmy Hoover. Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. And these decisions are always somewhat complicated. Simplify it for me. What do we make? What exactly happened? What was decided today?
This is a bit of a complicated one, Andy, but the Supreme Court, by a 6-3 decision, said that it was too early to put the brakes on Trump's executive order, which, as I said in that tweet, kind of overhauls some of the processes that are in the mail ballot system, a system that traditionally has been run entirely by the states. So what that does is basically tell the Trump administration that they can, for now, move forward with plans to implement Trump's directives. One of them in that March executive order relates to compiling citizenship lists for each state. Another has to do with new regulations from the United States Postal Service about the kinds of ballots, design requirements, specific codes, barcodes that need to be on these mail ballots. Some people have characterized these actions as restrictions.
Yeah, of course, the left is going to say these are restrictions. It makes it harder for people to vote, all that nonsense, right? Let me simplify it. There's 2 injunctions. There's 2 lawsuits, right? There's a bunch of Democrat attorney generals across the country that are suing the Trump administration saying, you can't change this. You can't do this. Well, they absolutely can. And it's just stalled up in the court. And they wanted it stalled in the court so it wouldn't be taking effect during the midterms. Okay, so there's 2 injunctions. One of them is supposed to stop them from, like you said, taking looking at the voter rolls and searching through the people who can and cannot vote. That's something that we should have had implemented altogether, because originally we were just sending mail-in ballots to anyone that's registered to vote. Now, we saw tons of voter fraud in California where they were asking homeless people on Skid Row to sign up for registering, right? They would register people with fake signatures and all that stuff. Then mail-in ballots would be sent out to these random addresses. And they were able to fill them out how they see fit and then stuff them in the ballot boxes. That's one of the biggest forms of voter fraud that's been happening. And now if they're able to decide which ones who can get it and who can't, that's going to help a lot of that voter fraud. The second injunction is the tracking of these voter ballots. So the first one was looking at the voter rolls and deciding who can and can't get these ballots. The second one is, like you said, like they put a barcode on these ballots. They're able to be tracked where they go, whenever they're dropped off, whenever they're sent. And that way we can really figure out where they're going, who's filling them out, where they're coming from, and who's dropping them off. So we're still waiting on that second one. The second one is still being battled out in court. But as far as we know, this basically says that we can decide, we can look at if illegal immigrants are voting or not, or if there's some sort of voter fraud, like signing up people, based off of the stuff we see happening in California using the fake registries. So this is a big win for us, but it's only one step in the right direction. Either way, this will definitely help us stop illegal immigrants using the mail-in voter ballots. And I think voter harvesting is still legal in a lot of these blue states, so they can still go travel around and gather ballots for certain people and possibly fill them out however they want. That's the point of the tracking. That's the reason why we want to track them and understand where they're all going and how they're being processed and who's dropping them off and all that stuff. But again, you have Democrat attorney generals en masse, and we're talking about New York, Minnesota, California, Oregon. All these blue attorney generals got together in one big lawsuit to attack Donald Trump, and that caused federal judges to hit Donald Trump with injunctions, nationwide injunctions.
But as I mentioned, the Supreme Court said it's too soon to block any of these specific proposals because there's no, at least at the time that this case made it up to the Supreme Court, there were no actual final plans yet. So as the majority wrote in the unsigned per curiam opinion this afternoon, time will tell whether any of those actions actually live to see the light of day.
And we'll see if they actually have impacts in November. But if they continues to move forward with this, the way the Supreme Court made the decision today, allowing them to move forward with this overhaul of mail-in voting, how might elections, how might mail-in voting look upcoming in the next few months?
Oh, the Democrats will suffer.
Well, it's hard to say exactly what kind of effect this particular.
No, I'll tell you exactly what it is. We all know that it's like an 8-to-2 kind of ratio, or I guess 10-to-2 ratio. It's Democrats rely heavily on mail-in voter ballots. It's that way all across the board. We as conservatives and Republicans, we typically go to the voter section, the voter, the polls ourselves. We go in person and we go vote in person. We rarely use Republicans. Rarely ever use mail-in ballots. It's a very small minority of us that do it. Democrats, however, they use them in mass, and I'm talking like ridiculous amounts of numbers. A majority of their votes comes from mail-in ballots. And now that we know that there's so much voter fraud wrapped in these mail-in ballots, and there always has been, especially since the 2020 election, which they refuse to actually investigate and try to prosecute anybody over it or do any deep diving into it. The judges just tossed the case out because apparently there wasn't good enough evidence. Yeah. Well, now we see all the evidence unfolding. We see all the cheating. We see the foreign interference as well. And so there's so much cheating in these mail-in ballots. This is how the Democrats have been maintaining power over very populated areas, taking advantage of homeless people that don't even know that they're registered to vote. Not to mention, if you look at the donations for a lot of these people's campaigns, and you start asking, I've seen videos where certain politicians will go out to other people's homes that donated to some other Democrats' campaigns, and they ask them, "Hey, did you vote for this, or did you donate, $50,000 to this person?" And it's like, no, I never even donated to any campaign ever. There's a lot of people's information being used and abused and taken advantage of, and they don't even know it, because it's not like you get a thank you card for voting, or you get like any confirmation that you've been registered to vote, other than when you do sign up for it. So this will hurt the Democrats more than us, for sure, 1,000 times over. We won't even feel the effects of this at all. Republicans, we won't feel our numbers will still be just as strong as ever, but the Democrats, they will suffer tremendously. When you stack this on top of the redistricting we just did as well, this is it, man. Like, this is us taking the midterms by removing their cheat codes, which they have tons of cheat codes on their side. This is us removing those cheat codes and finally getting a fair election. So we can't ask for anything better, especially the timing of it. This being right before the mail-in ballots are supposed to go out. We got 2 weeks before they go out, meaning the United States Postal Service has to get into action today, right now, in order to implement these new rules. And they're in agreement. they're a federal owned postal service, right? So they are in full agreement. Once they got this ruling, they were ready to go, and they're already getting to work. They're already going through those voter rolls and asking for certain voter rolls, which, now we know the blue states refused to give them. And then Virginia, they had to give up theirs. And what do they say? Oh, well, there's actually a lot of illegals that are registered, and it's just a software glitch. Sorry, but here's our voter rolls. Don't sue us. Don't worry about it, man. Listen, we are in for a treat in these midterms. All we got to do is show up to the polls, right? That's our job. That's our job. Donald Trump is fighting to make elections fair again. Our job is to participate. So we got to get off our asses. We got to go vote, man. Everyone's got to vote. Otherwise, we're just giving it over to the left. Because they're going to vote for sure. Tilly, good morning, Tilly. Thank you for the 5. You said, good morning, Arturo, and your lovely wife. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Memphis Conservative, thank you for the 5. You said, good morning, everyone. Man, I got to say, I love knowing my tax dollars going to ICE. Oh, ICE, keep it up. Stay blessed. Speaking of ICE, we're going to get to ICE in a minute, but we got an update on Ilhan Omar. Oh, my goodness. So I haven't heard. Let me see. We got an update on Ilhan Omar. I haven't heard anything about this yet, so I'm going to watch this with you guys and react to it in real time. Hopefully it's some good news. Let's get to it.
A major development this morning related to the long-standing immigration fraud allegations involving Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. News organizations have been requesting records for months, and now a federal agency says it cannot release the records because doing so could interfere with, quote, enforcement proceedings. Well, joining us now to break down what this could mean and some other headlines out of Washington is our very own Washington insider, Armstrong Williams. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Jan.
So Congresswoman Omar has denied allegations she married Ahmed Nur Saeed Elmi in 2009 as part of an immigration fraud scheme. Critics have alleged he's actually her brother, and that's why media organizations have requested records related to any type of investigation. So ICE is not saying there are no records. It is saying it cannot release these records because doing so could, quote, again, interfere with enforcement proceedings. What does that language tell you, Armstrong? Could we be looking at an active federal investigation involving a sitting member of Congress right now?
Well, it is an
active
investigation involving Omar and much of the abuse and the not being able to trace the funds that they had oversight over. And the public deserves transparency, Jan, but we should not confuse a FOIA exemption with evidence of guilt. And they're very cautious about this, dotting every I, crossing every T.
Okay, he is like,
but I think
he is very sluggish. He's basically saying that, yes, there is an investigation happening right now going into Ilhan Omar, but we shouldn't just assume that she's guilty. That's basically what he was just saying. And we've known this. Look at Tom Homan, right? Remember just a few months ago? They were like, so are we investigating Ilhan Omar? He said, stay tuned. Okay, so we are now staying tuned, and hopefully there is actual investigations going into this. JD Vance just recently said that, oh yeah, we're looking at every avenue we can to get this chick because rampant amounts of fraud have happened because of her bills. She's in communication with all the fraudsters, the Somali fraudsters in Minneapolis. She's their representative in Congress. She is the one that enables all this. Her husband, this white man right here, which, by the way, she says that white men are the most dangerous people on planet Earth. The white man is the most racist, evil people ever. And then she's married to a white man. Makes sense of that. Yeah, this man right here, his company's indulging in fraud, being sued over fraud, becoming a millionaire overnight once they got married. And then all of a sudden, once the investigation started, the first investigation, all of a sudden their millions disappeared, and they said it was an accounting error. Ridiculous amounts of fraud and corruption with these two right here, right? And so J.D. Vance, Tom Homan, Donald Trump, they said time and time again, they're investigating her. They're going after her. And now I guess now they are admitting that, yeah, there is a full-blown investigation unfolding right this very moment.
Omar and anyone associated with her in these programs have cause for great concern. I'll leave it at that.
All right. And FOIA, by the way, Freedom of Information Act, that's what the media typically uses to try and get public records. So again, this is a story that we're going to be watching to see what happens, and very revealing because we weren't able to get those records. The media was not. And now from questions about what we don't know to whether we can even trust what we're being told at all. A 21-year-old college graduate, Armstrong, created a fake polling company complete with made up numbers, this fake website, and the media fell for it. I mean, they bought it, just like
that's great.
LA Mayor Karen Bass bought it.
That's why I didn't know this story is going to pop up, but that's why I never trust the polls. Never trust the polls, ever. They're always bullshit. They're always biased. They're always asking people that they know the answers are going to benefit the numbers that they want. They try to convince us that, they're just dialing random phone numbers and hoping for the best, that they actually that they're hoping for the best, that they actually got random people that are not just Democrat leaning or conservative leaning or whatever. The polls they're just bullshit. So I didn't hear about this, or did you? Well, what do you mean about this specifically? I've known they've been investigating Ilhan Omar, but this is just what they're saying here is that they requested documents. And we've been kind of in the dark about this whole investigation into Ilhan Omar. I know the Congress was doing an ethics investigation into her. ICE was supposedly investigating. We never knew, though. We never knew 100% sure that they were actually going in and investigating and doing this. We were just told that, stay tuned, there will be an investigation, and then that's just based. They're talking specifically about her immigration fraud, right? We know they're investigating her financial stuff. There's that. And we were just talking about this a few months ago, but she's being hit by all sides. I believe there was another investigation going on by the state level done by Republicans. Remember, they were asking her to bring information forward because apparently she was communicating with all these fraudsters. They were demanding that she show her records, like her communication records with these people, and she refused. So then they had to subpoena her, try to get that information from her. They never got it. I haven't heard any updates about that ever since. So it's just good to know that she's being hit from all sides. She's being hit from the state. She's being hit from Congress themselves. She's being hit from ICE now, or DHS, I guess more specifically. And they're also doing a, FBI and federal investigation into her finances and everything about that. So how much protection can a corrupt Democrat like her have, to where you have all these investigations going into her, all this evidence of fraud being in the building at the Safari restaurant? Remember that, the Feeding Our Future scandal is the biggest fraud scandal in United States history, right? It's the biggest one ever. And I still got it right here. She advertised for this thing. Not only did she advertise for it, but she created the bill that enabled this thing to even take place. This is the restaurant, Safari Restaurant. She's in here advertising it, giving food away. Giving food away to people. They said they fed thousands of people a day. Ridiculous amounts of fraud. She put the bill forward that would pay for this and fund for this. And then once it goes forward, you have hundreds, if not thousands of people dipping into millions and billions of dollars worth of fraud. and she's at the forefront of it. She's the queen of it. Yeah, she has to go down, man. How much protection can she possibly have? Because we know it's kind of like a two-tier justice system, right? Us normal people, we get the full brunt of it. They throw the book at us. They come up with all sorts of bullshit on us. But when it's politicians, they're so protected from every level. Now you have the weight of the entire federal government, the executive branch, which is designed to enforce the law, going after her. And you have the state going after her as well. So, man, we need to see some action. Something has to give somewhere. She can't be like this bulletproof to where the entire government can't get to her. She can't be, because there's a lot of other politicians that get caught up in all stuff like this. They see jail time, they lose their jobs and all that. But for her, somehow, some way, she's able to do all this, indulge in all this, be a part of all this fraud, and become a millionaire overnight. And she doesn't get taken down. Something's got to give, man. Yeah, something's got. She is like in the proximity of all the fraud, all the illegal behavior, and everyone else is taking the hit for her to keep her protected. She's the queen of fraud, the greatest fraudster to ever live on planet Earth. And I don't know, does she get away with it? Does she build this system, or did her husband help her build this system? Who is also, you know, a major fraudster himself, getting into business partnerships with other people, and then that company just falling apart. It's crazy, man. I don't know how she's able to get away with all this, but she does, man. She absolutely does. So hopefully there is actual movement on it. And, you know, we knew there were investigations. We just didn't have definitive proof. We're just supposed to take the word from, you know, the Trump administration, right? But it's good to know that, okay, the media is asking for her documents. Okay, so what did you guys find? Let me see some of that. It's public documents, right? Let me get some action of that. And ICE says, no, you can't. We're doing an investigation. That means something. That means it's an official thing going on, and we're not in the dark anymore. So that's why I wanted to touch on that. But I hope it gets some real movement. I hope it really goes through the way we want it, man. I don't know if you can denaturalize her, actually. Even if you were able to convict her of any crimes, could you denaturalize her? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I doubt it. Unless her and Swallowswell were doing something together, I doubt there's any information like that in his devices. Who knows, man? Who knows? Anyways, if you guys are coming in here, don't forget to hit that like button. Hit those super chats if you get a chance as well. Now we got to jump to ICE. Oh, yeah. Big operation in Maryland and Virginia. All right, so let's get to it. We had a massive operation by ICE just last week in Maryland and Virginia, where they hit a grand total of 1,300 arrests in this operation. Now, I don't know if this was a full week, if this was just over the weekend. All I know is this was one single operation. You got to stack this on top of all the other ICE arrests going on throughout the country. So 1,300 is like what we were getting during Metro Surge, right? The big targeted operations in, you know, Chicago, Metro Surge, LA, all that stuff. So this is actually a really big number, and surprising that we didn't announce it and we didn't have protesters following them around, all that good stuff. So this is the way ICE needs to operate, man. I got to give Markwayne Mullins a hand. You know, at first he was getting a lot of heat, especially with the way they were handling the protesters in Delaney Hall in New Jersey. But after seeing the numbers, after seeing the way ICE is just kicking ass right now, I got to give him a lot of credit, right? The way they're running things right now, him and Tom Homan, this is the way it should have been all along.
1,300 people arrested in a major ICE enforcement operation across Virginia and Maryland.
Now immigration attorneys are raising questions about how some of those arrests and detentions were carried out. Fox 5's Regina Ureta joining us live from outside of ICE
headquarters. Buy the book.
In Southwest.
Don't even worry about it.
With the latest on this case. Regina?
It's being called one of the largest enforcement operations in the agency's history. ICE saying they were quiet and successful. More than 1,300 undocumented immigrants were arrested across Virginia and Maryland in just 2 weeks. That operation being called Safe Community Washington,
2 weeks.
D.C., taking place from August 1st to August 14th. And we have video showing several incidents of the detainment from ICE agents also chasing after some of these detainees. According to the Department of Homeland Security, 400 of those now in custody had criminal convictions or pending charges, including allegations involving murder, attempted murder, rape, and kidnapping. The others were detained for not having the proper.
Wow, man. 400 criminals. What are we talking about here? Can the left be satisfied about that at least? That we are actually getting hundreds of criminals, rapists, murderers, traffickers, drug peddlers. Like, we're actually getting them off the streets. Can y'all just be happy about that? Because y'all just keep on swearing that we are just, ICE is just going around arresting brown people, kidnapping them off the streets. No, these are targeted arrests. And if you happen to be hanging around these people, your ass is going too. Right? Everyone's got to go. But look at these.
Custody had criminal convictions or pending charges, including allegations involving murder, attempted murder, rape, and kidnapping. The others were detained for not having the proper documentation. Among those arrested,
That's a murderer right there.
Wilfredo Wesso Moran, an immigrant from
A little
El Salvador,
teardrop.
who DHS says had a murder warrant out of Richmond, Virginia. Actional Pierre from Haiti, DHS says he had a criminal history, including attempted murder and 2 counts of assault. And Estrella Reyes Funes, born in Honduras, who has a felony hit and run conviction and arrest for alleged threats to bomb or burn and assault a family member. Now, again, ICE says these actions were carried out quietly.
What? To bomb or burn?
Honduras, who has a felony hit and run conviction and arrest for alleged threats to bomb or burn and assault a family member. Now, again,
Hey, man, look, leftoids. This is who you're advocating for. This woman is running people over in the streets. She's setting people on fire, making bombs. What the hell are we doing? These people are screwed up, man. And I'm supposed to sit here and feel sorry for them. I'm supposed to be out in Delaney Hall saying, free them all, give peace a chance. I'm supposed to be sitting out there singing Kumbaya for them? Hell no, man. Get them off these streets.
And arrest for alleged threats to bomb or burn and assault a family member. Now, again, ICE says these actions were carried out quietly and successfully, but immigration attorneys believe different.
The massive raids have calmed down over the last couple of months. However, we have seen that there is a rise in the violence, the aggressiveness, the brutality in which these detentions are happening.
Oh, man.
Now, take a look at this. A Virginia man recovering from what he describes as a brutal encounter. Immigration attorney Carlos Jurado is representing Jose Mejia Hernandez. Hernandez claims ICE agents used excessive force during his detention and says he later woke up in a hospital with significant bruises and swelling on his face. Hernandez is not facing criminal charges, but he does have an immigration hearing on September 14th.
Yeah, okay, look, bro. I don't know what he did. I don't know what they did. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened here, but I want to see the video of that arrest before I make any real judgment. Because, geez, man. I would have to know what happened. I would have to know what happened before making any judgment on that. That's pretty bad. However, again, why am I supposed to feel bad for these people? I don't really. I really don't. But I do know one thing. The left is going to use this as the poster now. Screw all the 400, screw the women running over people and setting people on fire. Man, fuck all that. Now we're just going to focus on this right here. Look how evil ICE is. Look at how evil they. And who knows, it may have been one ICE agent that just got a little too crazy, got too out of hand. And maybe it could have been a bad situation like that. But that's only one dude out of the 1,300. What about these other 400 that have criminal convictions? And what about the numerous others that probably don't have any convictions yet, but maybe they're running from other countries where they have convictions? You know, we don't know. We have no idea. I'm just going to assume that they're all criminals because they broke into my country illegally. That's all it is, man. And so when I see this dude's face, I don't know if he was resisting, if he had a weapon on him. I have no idea. Was he trying to run people over? Or did he fall on his own accord and hit his face or something? Maybe he fell down the stairs. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. So unless I see the video of this, I'm going to hold my judgment on that. But am I supposed to care? I don't care at all. All I know is that the numbers are ramping up, and I really like to hear that. Let me jump over here to Fox real quick.
So, yeah, Markwayne Mullins, HHS, since he's taken over, DHS has really kicked it into high.
People off the street.
Yeah, so police in Loudoun County got one guy in particular, this guy, Isaac Melendez Carranzo. He's a Salvadorian in the U.S., but he's not one on felony charges in distributing fentanyl within 1,000 feet of a school. But they have done it. There's one thing that's unsung about this administration especially is what they've done to crack down on fentanyl, whether it's the cartels in Mexico, whether it's the boats off the shore, or whether it's the dealers right here in America. And
do you hear what we're talking about here, man? Like, this dude was selling drugs right outside of a school. When the left is out there advocating for the freedom and release of illegal immigrants and these criminals, these killers, these drug peddlers, they're asking for the death of their own children in their community. That's what they're asking for. They're not, this whole lie, this whole, masquerade of these people are just here for a better life, and every single one of them is innocent. They're just hardworking people who are fighting for a better life. They just want the American dream. Yeah, I'm sure there's like a small handful of them, but the most of them are just criminals on the run. They're running from other countries because they were criminals over there. Plain and simple. And then they come over here thinking that they're going to get a free pass, a fresh slate. And then the first thing they do is get wrapped up in more illegal behavior. So, yeah, man, I've never felt sorry for illegal immigrants. I just don't, man. I just don't care. You cannot make me feel sorry for them at all. Not even a little bit. Even when their families get divided or their kids are left behind. I'm sorry. Y'all knew what you were signing up for when you crossed that border. Plain and simple.
DHS secretary came out and said the brave men and women of ICE are hard at work every single day getting these dangerous illegal aliens out of the country. Over the course of the last 2 weeks, over in Virginia and Maryland, they arrested sexual assailants, kidnappers, drunk drivers, robbers, gang members, while sanctuary politicians in Virginia and Maryland keep putting the needs of illegal aliens over the safety of American people. The Trump administration will always put American citizens first.
So,
yeah, man, I got to give it to Markwayne Mullins. I think he's doing a great job in his position, especially now that we're learning a lot more about Kristi Noem and some things she may have not have done correctly. I don't know. It just seems that ICE is in better hands right now. I think it is, personally. And I could be wrong. I could always be wrong about anything. I'm not right about everything, right? And I definitely don't know everything. But in my opinion, it feels like it's in the right hands right now. And ICE is doing things, and the left doesn't even know what to do right now. They're not protesting en masse. Unless they got Jake Lang coming to town, then they'll go protest en masse. But as far as I see it, shit, man, ICE is getting work done. The left can't stop them. There'll be a little bit of rabid responders here and there, but that's pretty much it. There's no mass protests going on right now. Antifa's like dead unless we have counter protesters like Tommy and the gang going out there. But Antifa is powerless right now. So I feel like ICE is in better hands at the moment. I want to see the numbers. I got to see the numbers. Are the arrests going up? They going down? Are we hitting a stall? Are they actually doing really well? I want to know. So as soon as I get those numbers, I'll bring them to you guys and we'll see what's really going on here. Okay. Because 1,300 arrests in 2 weeks, it's not bad, but it's not great either, especially since sometimes we're able to get 1,300 arrests in a single day. But again, I don't know the numbers of all the other ICE arrests stacked on top of this. This is just one area, right? This is just in Maryland and Virginia, I believe, right? So I think it's doing good. We're just going to see what happens. And as soon as I get more updates on it, I'll let you guys know. But now we got to talk about the actual deportees, the people being deported. Let me get these super chats. The Memphis Conservative, thank you, brother, for another 10. Said, well, let's see if she is bulletproof when she goes back home due to what her dad did decades ago. That's why she's here in the first place. She was protected here. Yeah. Oh man, she's not going to be happy over in Somalia. I'll tell you that. The luxury life that she lived here, it'll be gone. She's going to get to Somalia and she's just going to smell the air and say, Ilhan Omar, which I would love to see I would love to see video of her getting dropped off and her response of this country that she talks so good about Somalia. She says it's the greatest country on earth. It's better than America in every way, right? This white man racist country, she gonna be begging to come back. She will be begging to come back, bro. I would love to see her get dropped off of Somalia and see her reaction and to get an update every month. So how's it going over here? Former Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, how's it going over here in Somalia? Have you figured out how to keep the flies out of your food yet? Memphis Conservative with another 2. It looks like he wasn't complying or cooperating. Yeah, I have no idea how that dude's face got that busted up. I'm going to see if I can find more videos about that one. And another 2. Thank you, sir. You said it looks like a slab of meat from Rocky. Oof. Yeah, definitely got tenderized, I'll tell you that. DJ Razor Edge, man, thank you for the full send. I appreciate you, brother, over on Kick. By the way, if you guys are watching on YouTube and you're dealing with ads, you don't like to deal with ads, you can go watch on Kick for free. You sign up for Kick, you go follow me over there, and it's ad-free over there. There's barely anyone over there in the chat, though, so I would like to grow that channel a little more. I don't know how much I don't know how to grow it other than sending you guys over there. And if anything ever happens to me on YouTube, that's where I'm going to go, to Kick, and I'm going to go to Rumble. All right. If anything ever happened to me on YouTube, which, by the way, we only have about, I think, 2 weeks left before. Yeah, 2 weeks left before my strikes go away. So here, let me put a link to it real quick so you guys can, if you want to go over there, feel free. Oops, where'd it go? Again, this is for people that don't want to watch the ads or you want to follow on a different platform. There's not supposed to be censoring over there like YouTube does. You know how YouTube is, man. You can say whatever you want on Rumble. You can say whatever you want on Kick, as far as I know. Although they do have an AI bot that sometimes, oh, whoops, I didn't even change the title for that. The AI bot will sometimes delete some of your messages or whatever. And there's no way I can turn it off. I have it set to like the least amount of moderation, but for some reason it still bans a couple words. Yeah. All right. Anyways, if y'all want to go join up on Kick, just click that link and you will be able to go over there, watch ad free, or do what I do and just buy YouTube Premium. I could not live without YouTube Premium. The moment I get a single ad, I'm like, oh hell no, I'm out. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button as well. Let's get to the Haitians, all right? Because the Haitians have finally landed in Haiti. And they are not happy. So now that TPS is over for Haitians, they're slowly being deported, but surely they are being deported. And the first deportation flight has officially landed in Haiti. We actually had some Haitians refusing to get off the flight. But what's it like now with so many of them gone? Let's get into it.
It's lunch hour at a popular Haitian restaurant. Hello. The staff won't even come out of the kitchen. Outside the strip mall parking lot, the nearby bus stop.
It's actually closed.
All signs of a community slowly vanishing.
People scared.
Joanna Jacobs says her salon has been like this for weeks.
I have a lot of clients don't come anymore because, they're scared.
The first deportation flight following the end of temporary protected status for Haitians landed in Haiti Thursday with more than 160 people. The plane landing in Cape Haitian instead of Port-au-Prince International Airport. The U.S. government currently has a ban on U.S. commercial flights to Haiti's capital over ongoing gang violence.
It's a very stressful situation.
Their children, their assets.
We met Pastor Adonai Madassier at the Saint-La Haitian Community Center. He's picking up these flyers with information for dozens of his church members. He wants them prepared for what may be the inevitable.
What they should do, should they receive a visit from ICE?
Put somebody else's name on your bank accounts. People might think that you are making it harder for law enforcement, for ICE to do their job. How do you respond to that?
We're not doing that. We are not interfering with ICE or their operations. We are not. But what we are doing is what the Bible recommends. We have to help those who are in need.
Back at Jacob's salon, she's concerned for her community and for her bottom line.
I'm a little bit scared, but God will, only one thing I know, God will take care of us.
And we've reached.
Yeah, what I see is a lot of opportunity here. Now you got all these stores that are going to be opened up. Now we can get some real businesses up in here that aren't just pertaining to Haitian people. I've never really understood this whole, let's take black-owned business, for example. You know how black people want to open black-owned business and they only want to really give services to black people and sell to other black people and stuff like that. Asians do it too. Hispanics do it too. But when you look at white stores, they're kind of just like everybody can shop there. Anybody can come in. And then those become the big successful ones. But when you narrow your customer base to one single race, it diminishes the whole job. What's funny too is that most of the time, black people won't go spend their money at black-owned businesses. That's why they suffer tremendously. So what they do, is they block out all this extra money that could be coming from other races just so they can pander to one specific race. Yeah, exactly. Why would you sell to one race or be segregating your store from other people? I would be selling to everybody, not just a race, which, to me, I don't have the racial goggles on. I don't have the race goggles on. Race doesn't matter to me at all. It's your character, the kind of person you are as a person. I've never said that. I've never thought in the sense or in the way of thinking that I need to do things only for the Hispanic community because I'm Hispanic. I've just thought we're all in this neighborhood together. We all live in the same vicinity. Why don't we all pitch in together towards each other? Why can't we all come together? Whatever race you are, it doesn't matter. We're all in America fighting for the same thing. Wealth and freedom. That's what we do. That's our whole life. Why do we have to segregate ourselves from everyone else? Why can't we just think of each other as Americans? Other countries, all their people are called, no matter what race you are, you're called like let's say Russian, for example, or I don't know if that's a good example. European, I guess. But like other countries and other continents, like if you are from that continent or you're from that country, then we call you're an African or you're European. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example, but here in America, it's like we call each other by race. We don't call each other Americans, which I think we should. We just call, oh, you're an American? Okay. Instead of saying, oh, you're a black guy. Oh, you're a Mexican dude. I would think that we would just call each other Americans, solid Americans. But of course, we have to have everything divided by race in this country. Even though it's like equality across the board, we still have to force segregation and inequality and racism in this country. Now, I also wanted to touch on this, is that we are deporting illegals out of this country. In order to get it done faster, we're just getting them up out of here. We're sending them to wherever they need to go. Now, they want us to feel sorry for them because they're landing in countries that they were not born in or they're not from. Okay? But the United States has come up with deals with other countries who are gladly accepting these immigrants. All right? And so the left is going to say that we're being cruel to them. We're throwing them out of the country and we don't care about them anymore. And the truth is, we really don't. The truth is, it is kind of cruelty because we want to show people that this is the punishment you get when you come into our country illegally. And it is what it is. Now, I'm cool with that, but the left wants it to seem like the Trump administration is just trying to be cruel for the sake of being cruel. No, it's for the sake of de-incentivizing coming here illegally.
News exclusive, the story of two men caught up in the Trump administration's effort to carry out a record number of deportations. They entered the U.S. illegally, but instead of being sent back home, they've been sent to a third place, the Central African Republic, a country so dangerous the U.S. warns Americans not to travel there for any reason. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez now with details.
You never agreed to be deported to Africa.
No.
Last year, Cuban immigrant Yasmani
Does he know English?
Was working and living in Florida. He's now in the Central African Republic, sent there by the Trump administration in late July, alongside dozens of deportees.
Hey man, look, this is that right there. This is the poster of don't come into the country illegally. This is gonna be you, bro. This dude, this is hell on earth. I do not want this. I would rather stay in Mexico and just deal with the cartels and the possibility of maybe being, I would be cool with that. I don't want to go to this. Fuck this. Living in a hut. No roof, no AC, no walls. Flies buzzing all around the kids. I'm good on that, bro. Using cow piss to wash themselves, I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
Late July, alongside dozens of deportees. We cannot leave. We don't have documents, and we're suffering and missing our families.
Continent. Maybe you should have thought about that before you came in here illegally. Now all of a sudden your documents and your now all of a sudden documents are this is crazy. Now all of a sudden documents matter.
In late July, alongside dozens of deportees. We cannot leave. We don't have documents, and we're suffering and missing our families.
Oh, poor thing.
We don't know. He told us from Bangui, the country's capital. Before arriving there, have you ever heard of the Central African Republic? Never. The Central African Republic is one of the poorest countries in the world.
Oh, jeez.
Political instability and Russian mercenaries have also made it one of the most dangerous. Eritrea native Zina Gebrazavier is also stranded in Bangui.
I miss my family.
His American citizen wife and their 5-year-old son live in Maryland.
My son, he asked like every day to my wife, what is
He was this close to getting the green card, man. Oh my goodness. He was this close to getting the green card locked in. Got him an American baddie, had the anchor baby. He said, I'm strapped, baby. I'm good to go. But then Donald Trump won the election. Damn. He was this close to cheating his way in the system, y'all.
My daddy.
Dear Galim Gebra Hewitt called her husband's deportation inhumane.
He played with me a lot, and then he missed me a lot, and I miss him a lot.
Nathan is so hurtful, more than.
Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. one more time.
He played with me a lot, and then he missed me a lot, and I miss him a lot.
Nathan is so.
Oh. Can y'all put some light bulbs in the chat, please?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's the wrong button. Put some light bulbs in the chat.
Husband's deportation inhumane.
He played with me a lot, and then he missed me a lot, and I miss him a lot.
Nathan is so hurtful.
Oh shit.
Us because he loved his dad.
CBS News could not find.
I'm going to hell.
Record for either man beyond traffic and immigration violations. There are some people here in the U.S., Yasmani, who would say that if you're here illegally or without papers, you should be deported. What would you say to them? You're saying people should be deported to the country.
He don't even know English. He don't even know English. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to feel bad for him though. Oh my God, what is going on here?
It's not to random nations in Africa.
CBS is scraping the bottom of the barrel. Y'all are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Homeboy was this close to getting a green card. Lost it all. Look, and he went and got the easiest chick he could get. That was a fuck it moment right there. Ah, fuck it. I gotta get that green card. I gotta get it. Whatever it takes.
He played with me a lot, and then he missed me a lot, and I miss him a lot.
Nathan is so hurtful, more than us, because he loved his dad.
CBS News could not find any criminal record for either.
Any criminal record. Oh, that means that means the Trump administration just grabbed brown people and threw them out of the country. They even say it here at the end.
Request for comment. What is clear, Tony, is that the administration sees the deportations as an effective way to deter illegal immigration.
The cruelty is the point.
In this case, it is.
Then cruelty is the point. Cruelty is the point. In this case, it is. I want to know how he gets his hair like that. Hold on, I need a documentary on this man's scalp. How do y'all think he gets his hair like that? That's what I want to know. I got to know how he gets his hair. Do you think he gets a pencil out and he just goes over there, gets that hairline, gets an eraser, like gets a piece of paper and then gets an eraser out and just goes. He's like, oh yeah, fresh fade. Got that lineup on tap. I want to know. Does he just keep the buzzer at 1 at all times? Maybe a 2? I just don't get. Is it a tattoo? Bro should have just. He should have just get it all gone, man. It's ridiculous. It looks terrible. It only kind of looks good when you look at him directly head on. Not even then. I'm more concerned about his damn hair than anything in this story. Tatted hair. He got tatted up. This is crazy. Do I need to put that kid's voice on the soundboard? Thank you, Crystal, for the 5. I think I might have to. We're going to figure that one out. But anyways, I wouldn't want to be a Haitian right now. I'll tell you that. Getting deported to Haiti. getting deported to these African nations, bro. I would have just self-deported when they gave me the chance. I would have collected my money. I would have just self-deported back to my country where I should have been all along and called it a day. And then maybe try to come back the right way. But now your ass is over there in Africa. You're sleeping next to cow shit and flies are buzzing everywhere. Kid's got like a fly on his eyeball. And he just staring at you with the fly just sitting on his eyeball, eating his eye juice. Oh God. That picture though, when he's in Africa with those kids, that to me is beyond torture. That is hell on earth. I would never want to go to these countries. Definitely wouldn't want to live there. There ain't no Starbucks over there. There ain't no Starbucks. There ain't no, let me go get some food right here up the street real quick. Hold the flies, Pete. Hold the flies, please. They can make Africa great again. Hey, man. They're MAGA. Are you saying they're MAFGA? Make Africa great again. Make Africa great again. Oh my goodness. Eating the eye juice. Eating the eye juice while the kid's just staring at you. Crazy. I would not want to be an illegal in this country. It does not pay to be an illegal in this country. You're being hunted. Just call it a day, bro. Self-deport and just be done with it. Tilly, thank you for another 5. He said, have a great day, everyone, and God bless. Thank you, Tilly. Tilly's awesome, man. She comes in here in the morning. She hangs out for a little bit, sips some coffee, and then she heads out for the day. But she always comes in here and drops some money, some donations. And I hope she enjoys the show. I hope she enjoys the content. Tilly, thank you so much. Every day you contribute. I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm noticing we're having newer people in the morning. Like I always live stream at night. So I'm usually live streaming to the typical crew. But now that we're doing it in the morning on a different channel, I'm starting to see that we're getting a whole new audience, a new crew over here, adding to the Daily Discourse family. It's like the Daily Discourse is my main wife, and then the MAGA morning show is like the side chick or my second family or something. Anyways, that's dumb. I'm sorry. But we got new family members over here, and I love to see that we're just expanding. Memphis. He took over the sponsorship. Memphis conservative. Shout out to you, brother. He said, not gonna lie, I used to get mines cut like that. It's called a shadow cut. Oh my God. Did it get the ladies though? Listen, that's all the determining factor we got to know here there. If it got the ladies, did it get the ladies? Or they were just trying to get your advice on how to get the hair like that? I don't know, bro. Geez Louise, thank you for the 5. He said fly eye juice. Here's 5 napkins for that. I ain't got no napkins, but thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That napkin story is gonna be with me forever, man. Yeah, y'all didn't know I had another channel? Oh, well, let me show y'all. Oh, look at this. Look how racist YouTube is. The Daily Discourse y Arturo. That never mind. Yeah, we got another channel. We live stream at night over here on the Daily Discourse channel with Arturo. We got 233,000 subscribers, running it up. So if you were only here for the MAGA morning show and you want more content at night, come join us, man. come join us over here. This is the main channel, the Daily Discourse. The MAGA Morning Show is like a secondary channel that I'm growing, and it is skyrocketing. It is growing faster than I could ever have hoped, and we're killing it, man. We are absolutely killing it. I wouldn't be here though if it wasn't for you guys, the Daily Discourse family. So thank you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Arturo's got like 12 channels. Oh yeah, we're about to add a third one, but it's going to be about drumming. It's not going to be about politics at all. It's going to be about drumming, and maybe we could talk about whatever we want to talk about. But yeah, the other channel is going to be about drumming. Dova Mom, thank you for the GOAT trophy. I appreciate that. Let's get to this visa conversation.
Well, the Trump administration.
Oh, yes, they are. All right. We may have touched up on this before, but I want to touch up on it again. So, 200,000 visas are about to be cut by the Trump administration. Let's get some information on this.
Well, the Trump administration is reportedly getting ready for the largest mass visa revocation in U.S. history. Up to 200,000 are potentially on the chopping block. News Nation national correspondent Marcus Espinoza is following this story live for us from New York City this morning. Marcus, this could impact everybody from tourists to scientists. How's this about to work?
Hey, Marky, good morning. This is a huge deal. Could affect a lot of people. The administration is making changes to several visa programs, with one possibly costing more than $100,000. So also expensive. The AP is reporting an official announcement regarding the B1, B2 visas that could come in the next few weeks here. A State Department spokesperson tells thehill.com, we are coordinating with DHS to identify and revoke the non-immigrant visas of foreigners who have come to the United States claiming to be short-term visitors, but then file for asylum to stay here permanently. In addition to the changes to the asylum seekers with tourist visas, the administration wants to impose a fee of more than $100,000 for those who want to enter on a H-1B visa. That's a popular one. It allows U.S. companies to hire what the government calls non-immigrant aliens for temporary employment. Experts are concerned, though, that such a steep fee could negatively impact several things, including science, math, engineering, and technology fields, many of which use the H-1B visa to bring those experts here to America.
I think we need to feel that kind of hurt. We need that kind of suffering. And this country has become so dependent on getting other countries to solve our problems, our shortcomings. No, man. Listen, we need to incentivize putting our kids in STEM degrees, putting our kids on the farms, putting our kids out there to run our ranches, putting our kids out there to be normal people again. We're raising them to consume. That's all we do in this country. We consume, consume, consume. All we do is we eat, we devour, we spend money on luxurious items, we buy stuff so we can have material items. But then we're like in our 20s. We don't know what the hell to do. They say, go to school for whatever reason. Okay, let me get a communications degree. Now you got a master's in communications. What the fuck are you going to do with that? Nothing. You're going to go work at Target with a master's degree. Right? And then, you think the way Americans think right now, they're in a very small bubble, is that's life. You go work, you do a 9 to 5 job, and then you just go buy stuff, you pay your bills, and then you call it a day. You don't know what your purpose is. You don't know anything like that. All you know is to consume. Spend your money on things to bring into your house and consume, right? When you should be thinking about money in the aspect of, I can use this tool to grow more money. And with more money, I can grow more opportunities. I can create things. I can manufacture things. I can innovate things. I can use this money to actually expand, and change the world or something. That's what you can do. But we don't even have that mindset at all. We don't have that drive at all. We're just stuck in this survive and consume mentality. That's like how Americans think. And that's because we're de-incentivized to go to school and to get really educated. No, people just go to school. Like your local schools are just community school, whatever. It's just like adult daycare. At this point, the colleges are useless. They're useless, you know? And then other people are getting rich off of it while your kids get racked up with bills that they're never going to pay, or loans that they're never going to pay for the rest of their lives. All the while, we give the education to foreigners. We ask other countries, hey, our kids are dumb as hell. Can you send us some over here? Give me like 50 Mohammeds and a couple Omars, and let's just go ahead and get this thing popping, you know? And so that's what we do. We import 10,000 Mohammeds, and we give them the education because they're so desperate for our type of lifestyle in the beautiful country that we have that, of course, they're going to take whatever they got, you know? So we just import them. We give them the challenges. We make them deal with all the hard labor. We make them deal with building things and running the technology that apparently our kids just have no incentive to try to even learn how to deal with, right? So we need to turn this whole thing around. We cannot be the country that depends on the rest of the world to come and solve our shortcomings. No, we need to feel the pain so people can start getting the wheels turning again and say, okay, we screwed up. We need to fix this. We need to tighten up the school system. We need to stop doing this no kid left behind bullshit. They need to be able to read by the first, second, third grade. Otherwise, they ain't going nowhere. And we need to really get down on them and get like we need to change our culture in this country. We need to be harder on women that have like a bunch of kids with no husband and then raise them to be little demons. Society should be demonizing them because, yes, you were careless with your body. You're creating children that the rest of us got to take care of. And then we get robbed by them. We get killed by them. And we got to take care of them for you because you kicked the dad out of the house. Or hell, you never even married him. You just fucked him once, had a kid, and you forgot his name. You know? So that's something that we need to demonize in our culture. But instead, what do? We lift those people up. We tell women that it's your body, your choice. It's your thing. There's no consequences for any of your actions. You do you, girl. Go get it, girl. Boss bitch, babe. Go to college right out of school. Get this, $100,000 degree. And then go work at fucking 7-Eleven or Starbucks or whatever. With your 8 kids. Your EBT tokens. Baby mamas with child support coupons. That's what their kids are. Their kids ain't nothing. They don't have kids to raise them and to teach them. No, they have kids to cash them in. Tax returns, EBT cards, Section 8 housing, child support tokens. Man, we have fucked this country up. And this is what the Democrats have done to this country over the past 50, 60 years. We have made Americans lazy and stupid, and we let other countries deal with our problems. Fuck that. We need to bring back structure. We need to bring back controlled hardship. Let your kids suffer a little bit sometimes, man. Make them cry. I'm not saying torture them or abuse them. I'm saying make them go out there and mow the lawn. Let them get some scrapes on their knees again. Let them do the dishes and mess something up. Maybe break a plate, but it's whatever, bro. Get them to be humans again. Hardworking humans that actually want to move forward in life. Teach them values of what it was like to endure and to actually progress and to figure things out. Stop giving them the shortcuts on how to actually do things. Let them figure it out. I let my son squander all the time. If he don't figure it out, I'm just like, well, how are you going to get it? How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna fix it? Think about it. What are you gonna do? I'll just stand there. I'll make sure he's like not gonna hurt himself or whatever. But I'll stand there. I'm not gonna give him the answers. I want him to sit there and figure it out. Figure out how you're gonna take the trash out, or figure it out how you're gonna put something up or whatever. Like let them figure it out. But instead, what do? We just go ahead and import some Mohammeds. Yeah, let me get about 150 Mohammeds over here. Fuck it. Well, isn't there like a bunch of college students that you could hire? Yeah, but they're scrolling on their phones all day. Mohammeds don't even know what a phone is. They don't even know what a phone is yet. Which, I'm over exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying. It's just like we just let our kids straggle. We coddle them too much. We teach them that don't worry, it's okay. We're gonna take care of it for you. And then they become adults and they expect everyone else to take care of them they expect the taxpayers to take care of them. And now what we have? A bunch of liberals crying in the streets. Oh, it's so expensive out here. Life is terrible for everybody. Everyone's crying and bitching and complaining. All on TikTok, complaining about everything. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to the H-1B visas, giving this massive fee, I hope it deters the use of H-1B visas. I don't know who gets hit with the fee. Is it the person migrating over here, or the companies that utilize them? Like the companies that utilize the H-1Bs and then get people and bring them over here. Do the companies now pay $103,000 per H-1B visa? Because that would deter the whole using them for cheaper labor thing too. And now we're cutting 200,000 visas. Just come on, man. Cleanse the country, bro. Cleanse it. Get these people up out of here. These freeloaders. Get them the hell up out of here, man. We just need to teach our kids to use their brains again. That's what it is. We just need our kids to use their brains again. And right now, we're coddling them, helping them use their brains, for them. No, they need to use them themselves. What happened? My kids did this to me. Don't let him give you the stink eye. The stink eye? Shit. Sculpt Arts, thank you for the $2. He said they need some milk.
He needs some milk.
John for 9, thank you for the 2. He said scientists, give me a break. The Mohammed scientist, Dr. Mohammed. The Wolf Man, thank you for the 5. He said Arturo's already planning out Junior's childhood, working in sweltering Texas summer heat in the man shack of as his co-producer of the Daily Discourse. You know what my son does? Because, my son knows I'm a YouTuber. He watches YouTube on his tablet. He will like pretend that he's making videos in his room. He says, he came over here the other day and he was like, hey, Dad, be quiet, okay? I was like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I want to make a video right now, so I'm going to need you to be quiet. I said, oh, okay. So he went over there to his room and he was talking to his tablet, putting his Legos together. He was doing an unboxing video. And I was like, oh, man, that's cool. But he gets it because he sees me do it. So he's following in my footsteps. He already knows what I'm doing. Because if y'all don't know, the bathroom is on the other side of this wall right here behind the camera, right here behind y'all. And so whenever they go to the bathroom, he has to be real quiet. He tries to be quiet because I'm live with y'all or whatever. But yeah, I love it, man. Your kids are a reflection of you. That's the way I see it. Your kids are a reflection of you. It doesn't matter. Listen, they will not listen to you, but they will imitate you 100%. They will not listen to you, but they will imitate you 100%. So more so than me telling my son what to do, I just do what I would want him to do. And so he follows in my footsteps. He sees me working outside, doing stuff outside, and he wants to come outside with me and, you know, watch me but then he gets too hot and he's like, "Oh, I'm going inside." I'm like, "All right, whatever." He rides with me on the mower sometimes, you know? But he imitates what I do. He imitates what I do. What I do? Yeah. He's also got my sense of humor too, I'll tell you that. But he also imitates his mother as well. So exactly. Lead by example. And this is what's terrible. We got a lot of parents out here that are really just shitty people, but they yell at their kids for not being perfect. When it's like, what do you expect them to do? They're copying you. You wonder why your kids are such crappy people. It's because you showed them how to be that way. So, yeah, man, I don't know. You got to lead by example, 100%. Gotta be. Speaking of which, I actually wanted to talk about this next. So, there's a big change up.
Young men.
There's a big change up in the labor force right now. Men are leaving the labor force in droves as women are piling into it. It's very interesting to see. You would kind of think it'd be the other way around, but nope. Women are going into it full force. Men are leaving. But what does that actually mean? Are men just refusing to work, or is there something else happening here?
For generations, the game plan after college has been pretty simple. Graduate and get a job.
I still do not have a full-time job.
But for a growing number of young people, their post-grad plans are taking months.
I thought that by now I would have a job.
Jacqueline Klein graduated with her master's degree in communications in May and started applying for positions long before that.
I've applied to...
Can somebody tell me what do you apply for exactly? What did she say?
Over 500 jobs.
Oh my God. 500 jobs. Can we cut the BS? You're going on like ZipRecruiter and clicking quick apply or apply to all. You know, listen, applying online is so dumb. It is. You got to really, what a lot of people do is they go on Indeed or ZipRecruiter. They just go through a list and say, apply, throw a resume, apply, throw a resume, quick apply, you know, and then they just hope for the best. Man, listen, the reason I got a job is because I actually called somebody, and the last couple jobs I got is because I actually called these companies. I had already put my application in, but I'm not going to sit there and hope for the best and just sit in the dark and wait for them to respond to me. Bro, you gotta apply online. You gotta look at these companies. If you can, go visit them in person and actually brush your teeth and your hair and look presentable and professional. Not going in there stinking like weed, looking like you just crawled out of bed. Hey, y'all hiring? No, man. You actually got to get off your ass and go to the position. The application just being put in, that is what it is, man. You know, I used to know people in my position that were the ones looking through the applications. They would just pick one out of the hat, you know, and then do a interview or whatever, and probably not even hire them. But there's so many. Like the company I used to work for is a health insurance company, and I was in the appeals department. And listen, there was hundreds of applications. You're not sticking out through a bunch of them. They just grab one and maybe hope for the best. And you're not, you think you're going to be picked out of the 100 or 200 or 500 applications that are there? Now, what the hell is a communications degree going to get you? Who goes to school saying, I want to go to get a communications degree? What the hell is that? Big shout out to Anton Daniels. He calls them underwater basket weaving degrees. Underwater with the snorkel, weaving baskets. That's what your degree is in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my favorite. Y'all drug test? Sir, don't come back. Now, you got to call these companies. You got to talk to them. Hey, can I speak to a manager? Hi, I'm this person. Present yourself. I have this qualification. I got these skills that I can offer you, and I can help you out. I think I can be an asset to your team. I think this is what I learned in my old company, but I want to expand. I want to see if there's more opportunity out here. You know, like you got to sell yourself. You can't just throw hundreds of applications out there and hope for the best. Your application is a mirror image of every other application out there. The only difference is your name. But this is what's happening, right? This is the labor market right now. It's just a bunch of sad, lonely people throwing applications out there and not putting any extra effort in to stand out. And there's millions of people doing this right now. Hundreds of millions of people doing this right now. Just throwing applications into the wind. And how do you think these companies handle it? Again, they just pick one out of the 100 applications and maybe give them an opportunity. What they usually try to do is hire from within. Hire from other departments, bring them over. That's what they typically try to do.
Well, it's been a very frustrating process.
She is far from alone. College graduates ages 22 to 27 now face an unemployment rate of 5.7% compared to an overall unemployment rate of 4.1%. The problem? A career ladder economists describe as effectively frozen. Fewer workers moving up the ladder and fewer jobs opening up below them.
Oh, stop it. That's such a cop-out, bro. That's such a cop-out. That's not the issue at all. That's not the issue at all. It's the way we apply. It used to be you go to a store. Hey, do you have an application? You guys hiring? Yeah, here you go. You know, or you go to a building, you ask to speak to somebody, and they give you an application, and then you're actually on an on-the-spot interview right there. You got to sell yourself in person to the manager, something like that, you know? You have to. That's the only way to really stand out with all these other people applying. It used to be different, but now that we just have online applying, there's no way for you to stand. You're just a name on an application. At the very least, call these companies, call them and ask, hey, can I talk to a manager? Okay. And then, are you guys hiring? I already put my application in. That also shows that you were, you were ahead of it already, but that you're actually trying to stand out and tell them, well, yeah, this is my name. If you want to pull up my application, okay, we'll give it a shot. I'll look over it and then I'll give you a call. Thank you. That's how it worked out for me. Call them, say I already put my application in. And these are the skills I have already. Like, sell yourself. But these people are so dumb. They just throw applications to the wind and hope for the best. It's a way to trick themselves into feeling like they actually did something. You know, they feel like they're really putting the work in and the system is just working against them. No, you're not. You're just clicking on the computer and then you go right back to scrolling on TikTok, hoping for the best. But at least you did your job that day, right?
Glassdoor's Daniel Zhao has seen the shift firsthand.
How would you describe this current labor market in just a few words?
Sluggish. Hiring is very slow right now.
Adding to the uncertainty, AI.
Oh, stop it, bro. Listen, this is just a bunch of cope. This is a bunch of excuses. This is a bunch of people just coming up with reasons to blame someone else other than themselves. Bitch, you went to school to get a communications degree. What are you going to do with that? What kind of jobs do you even get with a communications degree? Put it in the chat if you guys can tell me, because I don't know. But again, you got all these women getting their degrees, going into the field, getting jobs. Well, men are actually leaving the labor force. But it's not like men are just refusing to work. That's not the case. Men have always adapted. Men have always said, okay, this shit ain't working. Let me figure something else out. And so what we have right now is a mass influx of entrepreneurs. We have men coming out here and building their own businesses. You know, there's a big contributing factor to that, and that's the fact that there's more women in the workforce than ever. Now, some of you might say, well, why don't men want to work with women? There's a lot of times y'all are liabilities. And I mean that like an HR perspective. When I was working, at AutoZone and stuff, you don't want to be in the office alone with a chick. You just don't. There's always that threat of false allegations. There's always, listen, bro, there's always, it just seems like women kind of mess things up. So we got a bunch of guys working at AutoZone, right? You get one chick in there, and it seems like all these dudes just like, oh, they want to follow her around. They want to try to kiss her ass. They want to be the guy that gets with her, whatever. Like, bro, can we just get to work? Why y'all gotta be chasing her around like she's got like you're a dog and she's got the bone? You know, like that's the shit I hated back then. I just wanted y'all to show up to work and do your job, but instead, what do I find? I find guys talking to her in the office, in the back office, or y'all hiding in the back room, and y'all are fucking off and trying to sleep with each other, whatever you're doing. I'm like, can we just get to work? We got stuff to do, man. But instead, you're over here following this chick around. And then all of a sudden, nowadays, men are scared to be around women because, yeah, false allegations come out left and right. You piss a woman off, oh man, she's running to HR so fast, it's over. Your life is over.
Young men are disappearing from the workforce. The share of men between ages 16 to 24 participating in the labor market now sits at just 56.1%, a sharp 13 percentage point drop since 2000. And while some are asking, where are the working men? Our next guest says many are stepping into entrepreneurship.
William Fry, who launched American Operator late last.
You know what else is really, I'm sorry, y'all. I got a narc on this. Okay. I get it. I already basically explained the whole video to y'all. Men are not wanting to work anymore. They're starting to build their own businesses. They're starting to adapt. They're using social media, the internet to grow. It's funny you said this, right? Have you seen the chicks that work at AutoZone? No, thanks. What else is too is that a lot of them, they don't know how to do anything with cars. So you as the guy, right? You have to do your job. You have to go outside and change the light bulbs. You got to change the batteries. You got to do all this, right? Well, now that you're working with a chick, she don't know how to do none of that shit. So guess what? Now you got to do the hard labor for her. I can't, man, this used to piss me off all the time. I'm a manager at I was a manager at AutoZone. I'd be working alone with like one other woman or something, right? She can run the cash register just fine. She can search up things on the computer just fine. But then it's like, hey man, I need a battery changed. And then another person comes in. Yeah, I need a battery changed too. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I need a battery change too. I need a light bulb change. I need this, right? And it's like, she can't go out there to do it. So I had to sit there and change battery after battery after battery, light bulbs all the time. Man, that shit used to piss me off. And then she'd be inside handling the cash register, and sometimes it'd just be me and one other person. And then I'd have to go inside, give her the password so she can do a return or whatever she's doing. And then I have to run back outside, go change the damn battery. Man. No, you know what they do? You know what AutoZone does? You go apply, right? You go inside. They have like a 1 day where they train you before you start the job. You go to AutoZone. It's like one class with a bunch of students in there. They train you for a couple hours. This is how you change a battery. This is how you change a light bulb. This is how you do this and this and this. And then they just send you off. And then the rest of it is all basically, it's all on the job training essentially. And most of the time, a lot of these people don't even learn anything. They just, Jesus. I'm like getting PTSD thinking about how bad working for AutoZone was. Like it was rough. I hated it. I hated it so much. And the pay was terrible. I was a manager at AutoZone. I think the most I ever made there was $11 an hour. And what's crazy, the other day when I went to go get those hoses for my AC unit, my mini split the other day, I ran into one of my old coworkers, and he's working in this town right here next to where I live. I'm like, hey man, what's up, bro? And now he's a manager. I'm like, you still working for AutoZone? Yeah, me and my wife moved over here, whatever. I'm like, oh, it was just making me think, like, God, man, I don't know how sad I'd be if I was still working at AutoZone like 10 years later. There's just no future there unless you do move up and become like a regional manager or store manager or something like that. But oh my God, 10 years later and I'm still just a regular everyday manager. And really the managers are just they're just the regular employees with the password and a gray shirt. That's pretty much it, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm having PTSD just thinking about it. Anyways, yeah, men are adapting. They're getting out of this whole workforce nonsense. Now they're becoming entrepreneurs, building their own businesses. That's just the way it is. They're figuring out other ways to make money that doesn't require going to the store or going to do what women are doing. You could probably listen, if you really wanted to fix a lot of these issues with unemployment and the economy and I mean, all sorts of things. You just kind of remove women from the workforce. You could fix a lot of issues that way. A whole lot of issues that this country has. But, you know, it's the same thing with illegal immigrants. They got a lot of issues too that they cause. And getting rid of them is something we need to do. But I don't know, man. This whole country's screwed up. Just adapt. Figure it out. Adapt. Continue on, gentlemen. Keep doing what you got to do. Do what you got to do to make the money. That's all I know. Man, we're on the last subject today. We got to talk about Minneapolis.
Tax dollars in Minneapolis tonight.
Oh, yeah. Minneapolis is killing y'all, man.
We start in Minneapolis.
No wonder their manginas are all hurt when Jake Lang shows up. They got to lash out. Jalen, thank you for the hiding. Appreciate you. I see you hiding in the chat. Oh, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Start a YouTube channel. I would recommend that to anybody. Anybody can start a YouTube channel, y'all. Right now, listen, anybody can start a YouTube channel. I'm telling y'all. You just got to get your phone out, record yourself talking every day, 8-minute video, throw it up there with a good popular subject. Do something that's kind of trending or whatever. But I see so many people that make videos in their cars, make videos on their front porch. Just pull your phone out and record yourself talking. Upload it to YouTube. A lot of them don't even have thumbnails. It's just their face or whatever. And then the title of the subject. Talk about something that's, you know, kind of trending on TikTok or whatever. How do you think TikTokers are going viral? It's brain dead content. Oh yeah, and if you're gonna get online, be ready for people to hate. But just know, I mean, look, trolls do not bother me a single bit, not even slightly. I don't care what the trolls got to say. I know I'm good. I know I'm good in what I say, what I talk about, and who I am, and everything like that. The trolls coming in here and talking nonsense, I could not give any less of a fuck about anything they got to say. I don't. I just don't. I don't care what y'all got to say. It is what it is. It's easier to get rid of y'all from the channel altogether. Just keep the ones that are worth keeping, you know? Let's get to this last one. I got to talk about Minneapolis. It's a hellhole over here, all right? So Minneapolis, we already know they're raising homeowner taxes. They're trying to tax people out of owning over anything. So that way, you know, the government, the city government can come over here and take your property, turn it into affordable housing, which by the way, costs $20 to $30 million per building, $500,000, $500,000 to make one single affordable housing unit, when they could just spend that money on houses themselves, maybe some trailers or some double wides or something like that, right? But anyways, they're crushing you guys with taxes. On top of that, your crime is out of control over here. But what's going on is that this is the same thing we saw in Chicago and New York, is that now that businesses are fleeing, more people are having to pay taxes than certain other areas because they're not contributing enough, meaning the poorer areas are now getting the highest tax increases because the ones who are paying the most, when it balances out, it has to balance out when you equate the amount of revenue they're taking in, right? So when it balances out, the ones who are already paying in the high income areas, their taxes increase, but it only increases a tiny bit to them anyways, compared to the income that they have in those areas. Well, in the poorer areas, their taxes increase, and their increase is so dramatic because they're in these lower income areas. They don't bring enough money in. They don't make enough money, that when they have tax increases like this, it severely hurts them way more than it does the higher income areas. And so now people are starting to realize it.
Tracking your tax dollars in Minneapolis tonight as Mayor Jacob Frey has opposed an 11.3% property tax increase to close the city's $60 million budget gap.
But as our Harrison Clapp explains, some areas in the city are expected to pay a lot more than others.
With a garbage picker in his left hand and a trash bin in his right, Gus Brayland and his wife Lisa are helping out their community.
We've started picking up trash on Sundays, and it's a way to get outside. It's a way to become kind of seen and part of the neighborhood.
Gus and Lisa are Ward 12 residents and proud to call Minneapolis' southeastern corner home for the last 28 years.
It's 20 minutes from everything. We feel it's a very safe neighborhood. We like the proximity to the lakes and what it has to offer in the area.
But unfortunately, the area, which includes Minnehaha Falls and beautiful riverfront access, could see, according to Mayor Frey's plan, a massive property tax increase of at least 20%, the highest rate of any ward in Minneapolis, due to what the city calls estimated market value changes of residential homes.
Focus on residents, focus on the people that want to be here.
It's no surprise Gus and Lisa are hoping to see that tax bill go down, telling me while the 11.3% proposed citywide levy increase still feels like a high number, it sounds a lot better than over 20%.
I think the city just has to figure out a way to get revenue other than the homeowners. I mean,
no. This way of thinking is what got you into this trouble to begin with. Wow, we need to find more revenue, more revenue. No, we need to cut back on spending. You need to cut programs. Can we just come to the reality of this? Y'all were fine with the budgets y'all had before COVID. Why is it now we have these increased budgets with all these new programs? They implemented a lot of new programs because of the American Rescue Plan Act that Joe Biden signed, right? This gave tons of federal dollars to all sorts of states and cities across the country. Well, instead of using that as a temporary boost to pay for everything they already had in their budgets, they saw it as, oh, we got more money now. We can spend more. We can create more things. We can hire more people. We can do all this good stuff. Well, great. Now that the American Rescue Plan Act is over, now that that influx of federal dollars is over, now they're like, well, how the hell do we pay for all this stuff? You don't. You cut it. You get rid of it. You didn't need it before COVID. You don't need it after COVID. But they're treating it like, oh, we can't do any cuts. We can't do layoffs. We can't do any. You need to. Otherwise, you're stuck in this position right now where you're taxing people to death, literally taking their homes away from them, specifically to cover the broken poor people that you had to take care of during COVID. We incentivize people being losers and bums more than anything in this country. And we need to stop. But talking about, oh, we need to find more revenue. No, you need to cut your spending. You make more revenue. The country steals more money from us than they ever have before in history. And now they're talking about increasing the amount they steal. Why do they need to keep increasing it? Just stop spending as much. Cut dramatically. Cut everywhere across the board.
A liquor store. I don't know.
And Minneapolis's final city budget will be ready in December. From Hiawatha Park, Harrison Klopp.
Yeah, y'all better pray that y'all survive until then. But look, while the taxes are increasing, your police are not getting any better. They're not getting more funding. The safety of the people is an afterthought. You know, right now, and we've been seeing this for over a year now. Car break-ins are crazy in Minneapolis. 87 vehicles damaged in one night. I've talked about this story not hundreds, but like dozens of times, where in Minneapolis, in one single night, 10s, 20s, 30s cars will be, like multiple dozens of cars will be broken into. And this is a story that is just too typical for Minneapolis. This story pops up all the time where, 80 something cars, 100 cars are broken into in one single night. And it's been going on for well over 2 years now.
We start in Minneapolis now, where police say that a crime spree response protocol is in effect after more than 80 people woke up to scenes like this one.
Yeah, no arrest yet in these car window smashing sprees.
No arrest.
Police say they did find one suspect vehicle. We found damage at multiple scenes across multiple neighborhoods today, but within the last hour, investigators now saying there are at least 9 separate locations with at least 87 vehicles damaged. We have team coverage on this big story at 5 o'clock. Brett Hofflin has the response from city leaders, and he's working to get more answers from police on how they're fighting this.
Let's start though.
They're not.
Maria Bray live near Nicollet Avenue. And Maria, you've been talking with neighbors.
Yeah, we've been talking to a lot of people, and we are seeing neighbors walk outside of their home, approach their car, and then freeze when they see a pile of glass in their windows shattered out. And now they're left dealing with a problem that they didn't even create.
It's car after car after car, leaving owners to use even a snow brush to clear away the pieces of smashed windows.
I don't even know if they got anything, to be honest. I can still hear that glass falling through.
You want to pop that door panel off, big dog.
He says this is the 3rd time his car has been hit while parked overnight on Nicollet Avenue.
I don't care, to be quite honest.
That is a whole nother issue for another day. I mean, we can go on and on and on about what I'm looking at on the screen right now. And we may go into that in just a second. I mean, we at least got to hit him with the...
Are you gay?
Okay, first of all, what the hell is on... Bro, what are you... What is that thing on your nose? What is that thing on your eyebrow? What's that thing in your ear? What's going on? What's going on, big dog? You good? Struggling to grow a beard, testosterone, non-existent. This is terrible, bro. Double piercing on his nose. Oh my God.
Why are you gay?
Anyways, the reason this is happening is because Minneapolis is so lenient on criminals. They actually changed the policies for the police force a little over 2 years ago, where they essentially said that breaking into someone's vehicle is not a high enough level crime to pursue. So the police will not pursue anybody if they catch them breaking into cars. They'll turn their lights on. They'll try to tell them to go away. But if the person flees, they are told not to pursue them. We actually had a story last year where they said that they saw them breaking in the cars. They turned the lights on. They got in their car and they fled. And the police just turned their lights off and they went back to just patrolling, I guess. But they made it a point to not chase people if they break into cars. Why the hell would you do that? Why would you make that? What their idea was is that, oh, it's not worth the risk. You know, oh, the insurance will cover the vehicle. You know, yeah, you know, the vehicle owner will be fine. At least they're not in any life jeopardy. But they're going to wake up to a very inconvenienced morning with their window broken out. And now they have to figure that out and pay hundreds of dollars to get a new window. So they don't think that it's a crime worth pursuing and having a police chase happen. And so what's been happening? This has been an ongoing story for a long time. Hundreds of cars being broken into every week. It's been this way for months. For I think about 2 years now is when I first covered it. 2 years ago, I covered the first time where it was like 80 cars broken into, 100 cars broken into, and then it was like 400 cars in the month. And then they stopped talking about it, and then it popped up again. Another 400 cars in the month, and then another 500. And now here we are 2 years later, and they're still dealing with the same problem. And what have they done? They haven't done a damn thing. They haven't changed the policy. They only made arrests one time. The first group of young guys that were breaking into cars, they arrested them. But ever since then, there have been no arrests, no investigations, nothing. They just think that this is not even worth looking into. And so while you're getting taxed to death, you're also being broken. You know, you don't have protection against crime over here. Not to mention how bad the shootouts are in Minneapolis. I think Minneapolis is right on par with Chicago when it comes to violence and crime, and devastation and like their taxes. They're pretty much mirrored after each other. The cities are basically the same exact city. It's just in different areas. And yes, this keeps crime stats padded. This is how they cook the books. This is how they say, well, crime is down 30%. Yeah, because you don't chase after them. It's not crime is down 30. Get this shit off my screen. It's not that crime is down 30%. It's that arrests are down 30%. The solving of crime is down 30%. That's what it really is. And how many times are dead bodies found where they try to deem them not a homicide? You know, we don't know what the cause of death is of this. He may have a bullet hole in the back of his head, but we don't know. Maybe he tripped and his gun fired on its own. You know? But there's never any arrests. There's never any suspects. It's just whatever, bro. Like, it's just lawlessness and craziness. However, if you try to defend yourself, you try to utilize your rights, oh, your ass is going to jail. Yeah, no, your ass is going to jail. Ask Jake Lang about that. You can disagree with Jake Lang all you want, but he used his First Amendment right, just as all these Antifa anarchist terrorists do, you know? And he's the one that gets arrested, even though Antifa never has any consequences. You guess they all need cameras in their cars? I bet that wouldn't even do shit. I bet you would say, hey, I got the guys who broke into my car. Here's the footage for it. Give it over to the police. Because we've seen videos of the people breaking into cars. They never do anything. They've shown videos of the people breaking into cars and still no arrests. You think, I mean, there's got to be hundreds of Ring cameras that capture the crime happening. I'm sure there are dash cams in a lot of these cars. I'm sure they've broken into Teslas that have cars all around them. It's not that the fact that they don't have the evidence or that they don't have the video footage of it. They got all that. They're just not doing it because they don't want to hurt the community. They don't want to go arresting black people. Let's just be real. They don't want to go arresting black people.
Look at my African American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
They don't want to enforce the law, you know, because it makes them look bad. It makes them have to actually document it and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, crime is actually exploding in Chicago. and Minneapolis and Baltimore and LA and Portland and New York City and Seattle and Denver. Yeah, crime is exploding everywhere. Atlanta. It is absolutely 100%. But this is what happens when you put Democrats in charge. It's a sad state of affairs, man. That's why I'm telling y'all. I think the only hope for us as Republicans is to let these cities burn to the ground, because there's, at this point, y'all, I see very little hope of saving these cities. I really do. They're in such a bad position that even if Republicans were to flip Minneapolis red, you would need to overhaul everything. Everything would just be, people would be working against you. The city council would be working against the mayor. You know, like, is it even worth it, bro? Just at this point, it's just like, let them burn the city to the ground. Let them lose all their homes, so that way the city can buy them all up and make these affordable housing units, and then people just be, you know, unable to afford the rent there. Just let the cities burn to the ground. Evacuate for now. Raise your kids in the rural areas, and I don't know, man. I hate to say that because it sounds like giving up, but more so it's just like a strategy for survival. Adapting, you know? Just let them burn these cities to the ground, evacuate, and then when they're all suffering and they're saying, oh no, look what we did, this is a big mistake, it's like, yeah, okay, go ahead and hand the reins over to us. Go ahead and vote a Republican in, we'll fix it. Just like we always got to do. Memphis Conservative, thank you for the 2. I love trolls in my comment section of my videos. Hey man, if you got trolls, that means you're doing something right. Plain and simple, that's all it is. Oh yeah, Seattle is burning to the ground faster than anybody could have ever imagined. New York City, I think New York City is going to be the one that burns the slowest because of all the money there, all the wealth there. Mamdani, he's definitely going to destroy it, but it will take a long time. It's going to be like a 5-10 year process to really see I mean, he could surprise me. He could burn it to the ground in 2 or 3 years. Okay. Chicago, Seattle, Minneapolis. I would say those 3 right now are the most endangered cities in the country. The taxes are skyrocketing. The people are getting kicked out. The businesses are fleeing. Like, everything is burning down. Jay Lynn, thank you for the 10. You said they tried burning the city down in 2020, Summer of Love. Yeah, but you know, that was like that's a different type of burning down. that was them. I guess that was them just throwing some flames, throwing some gasoline in the flames. That's what that was. Oh my goodness, man. The left does nothing but destroy. Democrats are just parasites. That's all they are. They're just a cancer in this country. They just devour, you know, they just consume, devour, steal, rob you, cheat in every way possible. How can you even vote Democrat anymore? I don't know. I don't get it. Jalen with another 10, throwing a tantrum all the time. By the way, hello. Jalen, I got to thank you for last night. Boy, that sounds fun, doesn't it? But no, seriously, thank you for last night. You donated heavily last night. I think it was like $180 or something like that. I just got to say, thank you you support my channel so much. You, Beagle Mom, like y'all are like funding the channel all by yourselves. And there's some others too that, you know, Bernie LLC dropped some heavy super chats. Warlord definitely helped me get through last month. But there's a few of y'all that seriously fund this channel. And I hope everyone realizes that. Like, if it wasn't for you and all your support for me, it'd be much harder for me to do this as full-time as I do, right? Because this is my full-time gig. I spend all my time doing content for you guys. And y'all support me so heavily. And people like Jalen, Beagle Mom, Cheryl over here on Cash App, and Bernie LLC, and Andy, like a couple of y'all contribute so heavily that I just want to say thank y'all, man. Thank y'all seriously. My family thanks y'all. I thank you. I thank you for this opportunity. I hope I'm entertaining. I hope I give you guys the information y'all deserve. And I just hope I'm providing y'all a good service, and I'm worth the money y'all send me. Look at that. Scuff, thank you for the gifted memberships, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because, you know, I just hope I hope I'm worthy of getting this much love in return. And so I'm just going to keep on delivering. That's all I hope I can do. But I wanted to say thank you again for that, because yeah, you contribute so much, Jalen. Thank you. That's going to do it for today, you guys. We got a show tonight, MAGA morning or Daily Discourse channel, the other channel. You're awesome, Artur, all 13 channels. The Daily Discourse, we will be live tonight, probably around 8 p.m. I don't know. But on the Daily Discourse, we just talk about topics, and we just kind of wing it. I think last night was a great show. I think last night was a fantastic show. I felt so good, just comfortable talking with you guys. It didn't get very many views, but it's like, I don't care, man. I just like having a good time with y'all, having a conversation with y'all, and just enjoying my time with y'all. So, yeah, that's pretty much where that show's heading. You know, it's just a chill session. We just talk, we hang out, we talk about whatever's popular right now, and we just move forward with it. But anyways, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all go have yourselves a great day. Trina, thank you for the $2. Said, love the mass arrest. Support our patriots. Absolutely. Thank you, Trina. Yeah, man. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to go get to work on my studio right now. I got to get shit going in there. I got a new carpet on the way too. I got a blue one. I didn't like the way it looked, so I'm returning that. And getting another one that looks a lot better. But anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight on the Daily Discourse channel. Y'all take it easy, everyone.
Somebody once asked Donald Trump, how do you handle being at the center of all of this media attention, the whirlwind around you? How do you weather the storm? And he looked up and he said, I am the storm. I am the storm.